Welcome or welcome back to my channel. Today is, can you see that? It's the 21st of January. You know what that means? You know what that means? It's Onyx Storm release day. Now I did order my book in the mail. So it won't be here till tomorrow. But this morning I woke up. It's currently 9:45. But this morning I woke up and I looked on Libby and I found the audiobook. It's not the graphic audio or anything like that, but it is the audiobook. And there was no wait time. No wait time. I did not have to wait in line. I didn't have to wake up super early at 5 a.m. I didn't have, I kind of wish I would have went to a release party, but I mean, it's whatever. Excuse me. Everyone in my house is getting over a cold. Not getting over a cold. I really feel like it was the flu. Serena, I think she's in the middle of it, but I'm getting over it finally. So I have the audiobook on Libby. I might go ahead and start listening to it before my book gets here tomorrow. I might. So what I did with Fourth Wing was I did like the immersive reading, whatever it's called. I listened to the audiobook but also followed along in my book. And then for Iron Flame, I did not, it was like a 5-week hold on that, and I tried to do it, but I was like, I kind of want to read it now. So I just went ahead and I just read that. I read it I think within 6 or 7 days. I finished it last night. Literally last night. Yes, I am way behind on this party, but she found a box. I'm way behind on this party, but I finished just in time for Onyx Storm. And Rebecca Yarros has said that this is going to be a 5-book series. So when are the other two coming out? What is it, booty? When are the other 2 books coming out? That's a huge question. I was talking to one of my friends and she was like, I think it probably won't come out for like 2 more years. Like all of them. Because if I'm not mistaken, the first edition of Iron Flame came out November in 23. Because I have the first edition. Let me see. First edition, November 2023. So yeah, I have and it's January of 25, so that's a little over a year. So I have reason to believe we are not going to get the 4th and 5th book. We might. I feel like we could possibly get the 4th book at the end of the year. Possibly. But I feel like that's not really going to happen. I feel like we're not going to get it until 26, and I hope we don't get the 5th one at 27. I hope it's not a once-a-year thing. Because Frida McFadden be pumping them books out. But at the same time, Frida McFadden's books, no offense, I love her. I've read like 7 or 8 of her books. But they are not on the same scale as this particular series. Fourth Wing made me feel like I felt whenever I was first reading the Divergent series in, oh my God, however many, like I was in like middle school whenever middle school whenever that first came out. Like I have not felt that way about a book since then. Like I've been reading books, like yes, I love them, they're really good, they're really nice, but this has made me forget about the world around me. It has made me forget about every single little problem that I have. It made me forget about my sickness. Bless you, baby. It made me forget about my sickness. I literally had no cares in the world. All I was focused on was that book. So this might be my favorite series. Which is crazy to say, but it's also not, because this has made me feel things that I haven't felt in a long time reading this book. Like whenever I was reading Fourth Wing, I laughed, I cried, and I had an anxiety attack at the end of it. Are you kidding me? Oh my gosh. Iron Flame was slow. It was very, very slow, but it was still good. Bless you. It was still really good. So, she's walking around with one sock on. She's just doing her thing. I don't know what she's doing. But anyway, bless you. Poor baby. But part 1 of Iron Flame, that was really good. It was a lot slower in the beginning than what I thought, but it picked up towards the end of part 1. And then the beginning of part 2, it was slow. I feel like almost the entire part of part 2 was slow. Like, I feel like it was just a lot of filler areas. Don't get me wrong, it was still good. Her writing is still beautiful. I love her. But it was just really slow. And it was so frustrating because Xaden and Violet kept fighting about literally these same things over and over and over and over and over again. It was so frustrating. So, and like, the last one, like, so last night, whenever I picked the book back up, so there's 623 pages in the book. I picked it back up. I was on like 460 something, and I was like, I have to finish this tonight. Onyx Storm comes out tomorrow, and normally I'm gonna use this day. I don't know if I'm gonna listen to Onyx Storm right now because I kind of want like a day to like get my head together, get my thoughts together, to like calm down, only to ramp my feelings back up tomorrow, of course. But what was I even saying? Oh, I forgot. I don't know. But anyway, Iron Flame is just, it was very slow. I feel like, I know some people have said that they felt like the book itself felt rushed. I don't think it was rushed, but I felt like there was a lot of filler that she didn't have to put in the book that she needed to, I guess. I have no idea. It's just, it was, I don't know. The plot twist at the end was really good. Really good. But of course we're gonna be left on like a cliffhanger, of course, because that's how the first book was. I'm not gonna say much because I don't want to spoil it for people who haven't read it. But you need to go read it. It's as simple as that. You need to go read it. It's really good. It's really good. So I'm over here I'm about to make a cup of coffee. I've been talking for like 10 minutes. But I'm gonna make a cup of coffee and try to get through the day. Kind of wanna relax a second. So what's wrong with you? Look. Okay, so while I'm waiting for Onyx Storm to show up, I'm just, rereading a little bit of Iron Flame because Rebecca Yarros has such a good way of sprinkling in very specific details that mean like a lot. But you don't even realize it until you go back and read it and you're like, oh my God, what was that? So it happened. In full disclaimer, if you don't want to hear about my theories about the storyline, or if you don't want to, any of that, cool, that's fine. Just skip ahead. That's completely fine. But in chapter 2 of Iron Flame, whenever Violet and Brennan, they're talking, and she's asking him, like, Brennan, how are you alive? Like, what the heck happened? What is going on? I'm going to read a little bit from here. It says, how exactly are you alive, Brennan? I shift my weight to one leg, crossing my arms. Where is Marb? Marb? I don't know. I can't pronounce that name. What are you doing here? Why didn't you come home? One at a time, he holds up his hand like he's under attack, and I glimpse a rune-shaped scar on his palm before he grips the edge of the table. Okay, so whenever I was first starting this book, I didn't know what a rune was. Did I? I don't think it's mentioned in Fourth Wing. No. Okay. If it is mentioned in Fourth Wing, it's like briefly, I believe. I don't think it's like... I didn't catch on to that at all. I didn't catch on that he has a scar on his hand, okay? I didn't. Anyway. One at a time. Okay, and then it says, Naolin, ... his jaw flexes. He's reacting very strange to the sound of Naolin. Okay. Taryn's previous rider, I suggest slowly, wondering if he was more than that to Brennan. Was Naolin and Brennan a thing? Were they a thing? Do they love each other? What's going on? I don't know. And then it says, he was the siphon who died trying to save you, according to Professor Kaori. My heart sinks. I'm sorry your rider died saving my brother. And then it says, we will no longer speak of the one who came before. Taryn's voice is rough. Taryn did not say that he died. Taryn did not confirm that he died. He did not do any of that, okay? If that's the case, okay, corner of Brendan's mouth lifts. I miss Kaori. He's a good man. He sighs, lifting his head to hold my gaze. Naolin didn't fail, but it cost him everything. I woke up on a cliffside not far from here. And then, he goes to whatever. Yeah. If he's not dead, but it cost him everything. Did Kaori, did he turn Brennan saving Brennan? Is that why no one's discussing him? Because of course, if he's trying to save him and he couldn't, of course he would reach to the ground to get all of the power from it to try to save him. And if that's the case, why was he trying to save him that much? Not that Brennan didn't deserve to be saved. But I feel like that goes with the theory of they loved each other. It's... The gears are like... They're turning a little bit, okay? And Onyx Storm needs to hurry up and get here. Okay, so it's been a few days since I last recorded, but basically what happened is my order for Onyx Storm, it ended up coming in like... So we got snow, and then the order for Onyx Storm ended up coming in about 5 days later than what it was supposed to. And I was low-key going really crazy. So my husband drove me to Barnes & Noble, and I just got a copy from Barnes & Noble. This is the deluxe edition. It is so beautiful. It's not the Target edition. I know the Target edition looks different. I don't know if they have this in the regular edition. They might. I mean... I think there's maps in all the books, if I'm not mistaken. But I'm currently on page... Where am I at? I am currently on page 385. So this is how far I am in the book. I'm about 75% of the way, if I had to guess. Taking this dust jacket off. But this is... I really wanted to love this book. I did. This is a nice book. It's awesome. But I'm having to force myself to read this book, and I really hate that. It is pretty slow. We do learn some interesting facts about Xaden, which my hot take is Xaden is the actual main character and not Violet, because literally none of this would be happening if Xaden wasn't in the story. So, with that being said, there is a lot of good stuff that takes place. I feel like we do get to see a lot more of Riddick in this book, and I love that. I love Riddick. He's so awesome. But I can't really speak for the entire book because I haven't finished it yet. But I do think so far this is a 3-star book. And that hurts my soul, honestly. They do like expand on the world, the continent, the whole, honestly, everything. We basically travel around this entire map. Spoiler, I guess. I don't know. But we basically travel around this entire map throughout the book. And I think that's pretty cool. We get to travel around and see what it's like everywhere else in this beautiful world that Rebecca Yarros has created. But I do feel like this book is a little slow. It's a little boring. So sorry if that upsets you. It upsets me, okay? But this is my honest opinion. It's kind of boring. And I have this, if I'm not mistaken, I think this has like 530 pages-ish. So I probably have about 150 more pages to get through. It is currently February 12th. So I've been reading this book. Mind you, I got through Fourth Wing in about 8 days. I got through Iron Flame in about 7 days. And Fourth Wing, by far the best book in the series. Iron Flame was very slow in the beginnings of parts 1 and 2. And now I feel like the entire book of Onyx Storm is pretty slow. I feel like a lot of things... Like, I feel like there's just a lot of words and not a lot of things are happening. And I don't like that. I don't like it. But, yeah, I don't know. But since I did record the first half of the video, I did find out that we're not going to be getting the 4th book until about, I think it was between 2026 and 2027. So about 2 years. And that's just the 4th book. That's not even the 5th book. So Rebecca is taking a break before she writes the 4th one. I think that's what's happening. I don't know, but all I know is that I'm struggling to get through this book, and it has taken me... So I did start reading this on the 22nd of January. And then there has been, like, there has been times where I go about 2 to 3 days without reading this book, and I completely forget that I'm even reading it. So I really hope that something crazy happens at the end of this book to make me rate it higher than 3 stars, because this is my favorite series and I don't want this to be a 3-star book. But, I don't know. And I've been seeing a lot of people saying in the beginning of the book they're super confused. There's a lot new characters mentioned. There's a lot new places mentioned. And I feel like that's where a lot of the confusion comes from. I feel like whenever you read it, you'll be able to tell why you're confused. Because there's a lot more... In Iron Flame, Violet did not want to learn the names of the first years because she was like, they're just gonna die anyway. You know, why should I learn their names? They're gonna die. So basically, to make it easy on her, she didn't learn any names. And so now we're seeing a lot of people mentioned that she didn't care to learn anybody's names. So now we're kind of getting stuck with, who is this? Which, I mean, yeah, that's fine. That's cool. Whatever. But I'm really hoping something happens to where this is at least a 4-star book. I don't think anything's going to be able to beat Fourth Wing. Maybe the last book will beat it. I don't know. And I've been hearing a lot of theories about what's going to happen throughout the series, what they think is going to, how things are going to play out and all of this stuff. But I don't know. I will say that the playlist for this book is so beautiful. Rebecca Yarros has it on, I think it's Spotify. Oh my goodness. So if you don't know, there are playlists on Spotify for Riddick. I love them so much. He's like my favorite character. I love him so much. But anyway, so I'll probably update you guys later on about this book in another vlog, about how I'm liking it or how I liked it, because I'll probably be finished with it by the time I film another vlog. I say that, but I have no idea. But I'll update you guys about what I think about Onyx Storm, and basically I'll be here to talk more books with you. Thank you so much for getting this far in the video. Please comment down below and let me know what book you're reading or what book you are trying to start next. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.